Ctesiphon was the imperial capital of the Parthian Empire and the Sasanian Empire. It was one of the great cities of late ancient Mesopotamia. It was situated across the Tigris from where the Greek city of Seleucia stood in northeast of ancient Babylon. Today, the remains of the city lie in Baghdad Governorate, Iraq, approximately 35 km south of the city of Baghdad. Ctesiphon was the largest city in the world from 570 AD, until its fall in 637 AD, during the Muslim conquests. Names: the Latin name Ctesiphon or Tīsfūn derives from ancient Greek Ctesiphon, a Hellenized form of a local name that has been reconstructed as Tīsfūn or Tīsfūn. In Iranian sources of the Sassanid period it is attested in Manichaean Parthian, in Sassanid Middle Persian and in Christian Sogdian as Pahlavi-Tyspwn, continuing in New Persian as Tīsfūn. Syriac sources mention it as Qa to the first Sfān, and in medieval Arabic texts the name is usually A to the first Asafun or Kai to the first Asfun in modern Arabic al-Madain. According to Yarqat, quoting a currency Amsa, the original form was A to the first Sfān or Tīsfūn, which was Arabicized as A to the first Asafun. The Armenian name of the city was Tīsfūn. Ctesiphon is first mentioned in the Book of Ezra of the Old Testament as Casphia. Location: Ctesiphon is located approximately at El Madain, 32 km southeast of the modern city of Baghdad, Iraq, along the river Tigris. Ctesiphon measured 30 square kilometers. The only visible remains of the Great Arch Taqi Kisra or Ali Kasra located in what is now the Iraqi town of Salmanpak. History: Ctesiphon rose to prominence during the Parthian Empire in the 1st century BC, and was the seat of government for most of its rulers. The city was located near Seleucia, the old Hellenistic capital. Strabo abundantly describes its foundation. Because of its importance, Ctesiphon was a major military objective for the leaders of the Roman Empire in their eastern wars. The city was captured by Rome 5 times in its history, 3 times in the 2nd century alone. The Emperor Trajan captured Ctesiphon in 116, but his successor, Hadrian, decided to willingly return Ctesiphon in 117 as part of a peace settlement. The Roman general Avidius Cassius captured Ctesiphon in 164 during another Parthian war, but abandoned it when peace was concluded. In 197, the Emperor Septimus Severus sacked Ctesiphon and carried off thousands of its inhabitants, whom he sold into slavery. Late in the 3rd century, after the Parthians had been supplanted by the Sassanids, the city again became a source of conflict with Rome. In 283, Emperor Carus sacked the city uncontested during a period of civil upheaval. In 295, Emperor Galerius was defeated outside the city. However, he returned a year later with a vengeance and won a victory which ended in the 5th and final capture of the city by the Romans in 299. He returned it to the Persian king Narses in exchange for Armenia and western Mesopotamia. In c. 325 and again in 410, the city, or the Greek colony directly across the river, was the site of church councils for the Church of the East. After the conquest of Antioch in 541, Khosrau built a new city near Ctesiphon for the inhabitants he captured. He called this new city Wianchi Khosrau, or literally, a better than Antioch. Khosrau built this local inhabitants of the area called the new city Rumagan, meaning a town of the Romancer and Arabs called the city Al-Rumiyya. Along with Wianchi, Khosrau built a number of fortified cities. Khosrau deported 292,000 citizens, slaves, and conquered people to the new city of Ctesiphon in 542 CE. Emperor Julian was killed following a battle outside of the city walls, in 363, during his war against Shapur II. Finally, in 627, the Byzantine Emperor Heraclius surrounded the city, the capital of the Sassanid Empire, leaving it after the Persians accepted his peace terms. Ctesiphon fell to the Muslims during the Islamic conquest of Persia in 637 under the military command of Samit ibn Abi Waqas during the Caliphate of Umar. Still, as political and economic fortune had passed elsewhere, the city went into a rapid decline. especially after the founding of the Abbasi capital at Baghdad in the 8th century, and soon became a ghost town. It is believed to be the basis for the city of Isbanir and 1001 Nights. The ruins of Ctesiphon were the site of a major battle of World War I in November 1915. The Ottoman Empire defeated troops of Britain attempting to capture Baghdad, and drove them back some 40 miles before trapping the British force and compelling it to surrender. Archaeology. A German Oriental Society and University of Pennsylvania team led by Oskar Ruther excavated at Ctesiphon in 1928 €29 and 1931 €32, mainly at Qasbint al-Qadi on the western part of the site. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, an Italian team from the University of Turin directed by Antonio Invernizzi and Giorgio Gullini worked at the site, mainly doing restoration at the Palace of Khosrow. In 2013 the Iraqi government contracted to restore the Arch of Ctesiphon as a tourist attraction. See also, Cities of the Ancient Near East, Raqi, Notes. References: Mstrek, Die Alte Landschaft Babylonian NACH den Arabischen Geographen, 2 vols, Mstrek, Seleucia und Ctesiphon, der Alte Orient, 16, 1 €64. Invernizzi, 10 years research in the El Madan area, Seleucia and Ctesiphon, Summer, 32 167 €175. Luz Abramowski, Der Bischof von Seleucia Ctesiphon als Katholikos und Patriarch der Kirche des Ostens, in Dmitrij Bamazhinovu. Hans C. Elijah, Syrian im 1-7. Jahrhundert nach Christus. Akten der 1. Tar 1 Quarter Binger Tagung zum Christlichen Orient, external links, Ctesiphon and Takikisra Photo Gallery, Livius.org, Ctesiphon.